Alright YouTube, what's good? It's your boy Money Mark J back with another video. 55-gallon SPS update number 2. Sorry it took so long, but I just got back in from my vacation. Just got in a couple of hours ago, and I didn't have my camcorder with me. So I was trying to upload some videos on my phone, but for some reason at my parents' house I had no reception, and it was just bad over there, so I couldn't do anything on my phone. So I was checking emails and all the other good stuff. But anyway, I appreciate you ones who subscribe. Appreciate it. Keep subscribing. Comment, leave suggestions, comments, and all that good stuff. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. I know I did. But back to the real world, back to reality now. So back to the video. SPS build update number 2. As you guys can see inside the tank, man, it is looking bad. It is looking really bad. Diatoms and just a lot of algae on the glass. A lot of algae on the back wall there. Hair algae, just bad. And the reason why this is like this, when I left, I didn't want to leave my pump running. I don't have an auto top off, so I know if I would have left my pump running, it would have ran out of water. And I don't really trust anybody in this area to come in my house and fill my tank up with water. So I cut the pump off, and I just had the power head running inside the tank. So it was like no filtration system for like 8 days running on the tank. So came back today and noticed there's a lot of diatoms, a lot of algae just all over the tank. As you guys can see that, man, it's all over the rocks. Not rocks, I'm sorry, all over the sand. Which is good. I'm no problem with that. That's part of the, cycling process. So I'm happy to see it actually. So tank is still running good. Did another water test, and here, and I mean, I'm not confused, but I'm kind of scratching my head here. Ammonia still at 0. Ammonia still at 0. Nitrites at 0. Nitrates at 0. And phosphates we'll get into later on. But these 3 guys are still at 0. I'm waiting for my ammonia to spike. It's not spiking yet. So I'm going to wait a couple more weeks to see what happens. Hopefully it'll spike soon. But if it doesn't spike, man, I'm going to take it as this tank is already cycled. I know some of you have gone through tanks before that you set up, and you guys have said your tank has went through a quick mini cycle. I did bring some live rock from my from my 150 gallon over to my tank, and everything's still thriving. And I don't know if you guys can see this, but I still have this little starfish, one right there. And it's a real big one. I think he's behind the overflow box. But it was like when I came home, it was like 4 or 5 of them just on the back glass. And they're still thriving, so I know I have life in my tank. There's another one. Let's see if I can zoom in. He's right there. So I know the tank is still thriving. Nothing's dead yet. So I'm thinking that my tank is about cycle. Let me, if you guys know anything, let me know. I'm still gonna be patient and let this stuff keep testing my water, but it looks like, man, everything is still at 0, which is a good sign. I mean, it's cool, but if my ammonia doesn't spike in the next couple of weeks, man, I'm gonna take it as my tank is already cycled. Moving on, phosphates. Another reason why this tank has so much algae in it or whatever, I have a phosphate problem. As you guys saw update number 1, I kind of mentioned that my phosphates was kind of high, and I ordered a bulk reef supply. I ordered a TDS meter to hook up to my RODI system, which I'll be showing in another video of how to do water changes and all that good stuff. But as you guys can see, my phosphates are pretty high, man. It's running at 0.5 to 1.0, somewhere within that range. And I don't have a refugium, so I was having a problem with. I was thinking about, how I'm gonna get my nitrates down. My phosphates down. And what I did while I was on vacation, I had to treat myself right and special. I went and bought a phosphate reactor, 150, 2 little fishies. I went by a lot of fish shops in Florida when I was down there. Saw a lot of nice tanks, and I have those on my phone. I'm gonna see if I can put them on YouTube. From my phone, I should be able to. But I have different, videos from different fish stores. But anyway, I bought the Frostband Reactor 150, and I'm going to be setting that up sometime this week. I got to get the media. I think it's called Roar Falls, or Roar Band, one of those. Heard a lot of good reviews about that, and even New York Steelo, when he was setting up his tank, he used it also. So, you know, he had a good review about it also. But I've been looking around, talking to different people about it, searching online about it, and this stuff. I think it's called Roar Falls. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but it's some pretty good stuff. So I'm going to be hooking that up, and hopefully that should kill my phosphates. And also with the TDS meter, I'll be able to read what my RODI is putting out. So I'm excited about that. Calcium is pretty high. It's around well, not pretty high. It's around 440, which is good. Alkalinity is around 8 DKH. I'm gonna try to raise that to be around like 9 to a 10, around that. My magnesium is pretty high. It's at 1480 when I tested it. It was my first time using this Red Sea correctly. Test kit is really confusing, but I think I did it right in the red 1480, so I'll be doing that again this week. But I want my magnesium to be around 1320, my calcium to be around 440 where it's at, my DKH to be between a 9 and a 10. And I'll be happy with those levels. I'll also be purchasing a 2-part doser from Bulk Resupply. I've been doing some shopping about that. And when I do go on vacation, which I will be going on vacation quite, on a regular, I don't want to have corals in this tank and nothing being dosed. I come back and my corals are dead. It's not worth it. So I'm going to be buying a 2-part doser, and I also will be buying an auto top-off system for this tank. These things are essential, man. If you guys, aren't at the house every day, it's good to have this equipment so it can take care of your tank for you. The only thing I do is check it, make sure you set it right, and it does the job for you. It makes life a lot easier. And I'll be looking into that stuff. So I'll be showing videos when I, get that stuff in the mail. I'll be doing a video where I get my TDS meter in the mail, showing you guys how it works, how I have it set up, and what's going on. But besides that, everything is still good, in the tank. Protein skimmer is still skimming. I need to clean that neck out. That's from the Chemi Pure Elite that's in the bag over here. But everything is still good in this tank. I got to clean up some of this algae, which I will. Just wanted to show the video of the algae. I don't even know if this camera's picking it up that good. But let's go to the side here and see if you guys can see that. Some of the hair algae on the overflow box, and it's just an ugly tank right now. See if we can get in there. Look at that. Yeah. As you guys can see, it's pretty ugly. So I'll clean that up and just make it look more presentable. But like I said, I'll go a couple more weeks to see what my ammonia does, and my nitrate and my nitrite does. If it doesn't do anything, man, I'm gonna just take it as it's been cycled and work on the tank, So water still looks good. Still gonna be using the B-Ionic for right now. Like I said, a lot of shops in Florida use the Brightwell Aquatics. But I'm thinking about if I get the 2-part doser, I'm going to keep using the B-Ionic and get the 5-gallon or the 1-gallon buckets or containers for that. So I got some plans coming up in the future, but what I really wanted to show this video about was also my 150. I'm going to be doing some changes with that. As I told you guys, I'm going to be turning that into a fish only. And while I was in Florida, my mom, I set her up with a 75-gallon tall aquarium. I set her up like a couple years ago. I actually owned the aquarium for a little while. I had it as a fish only, had a couple of eels, some triggers, some puffers, and she saw my tank and she fell in love with it, so she wanted it. So I was, a nice son, and I gave it to her. And I also have a video of that on my phone that I'll be trying to put on YouTube. Her tank, my mom is the type of woman, I love her to death, but some people just don't belong in this hobby. And the reason why I say that is, if you're not trying to do what you're supposed to be doing, don't get into this hobby. This hobby requires, some things you just don't do in this hobby. For one, putting tap water into your tank. I've stressed to my mom when I set this tank up for her, go to the fish store, get RODI water, or get an RODI unit yourself, or get some nice, some good water from the grocery store, distilled water. If you're lazy, you don't belong in this hobby. She does not, you know, I guess she didn't take it serious, and she was like, well, I'm going to the sink and I'm going to pour water in the tank. I mean, she would let the sump get extremely low, the pump would be drying out. She'll go to the sink, get a pot of water, pour it in the tank, and call it a day. And I actually call her tank Swamp Thing. Her tank was just disgusting. It was just disgusting. And the bad thing about it, she didn't even clean the tank. She just left it. So every time I would go down there and visit, I would see the tank and I would just shake my head, because I put some of my own money into the tank. You know, I kind of put, you know, I bought some pieces for her, bought some stuff for her, put money into it, got her started, and she just let it go. Like, she just didn't care anymore. So when I was just down there, I broke the tank down. I said, you know what, I'm not going to let this tank look like this anymore. She asked me to even break it down, and I'm going to be trying to bring that tank back to me, back here to North Carolina. I'll do something with it. But anyway, I'm going to show you what I stole from her. See if I can fit in here. The 150, I just cleaned the glass. It was filled with algae and stuff too. Look at this sump. This Berlin double sock filter sump I bought for her, and I had it on the 75 gallon, and it just fit in perfectly, man. This sump is a good sump. I've had it for a while, and she had it. I took it. I was like, you're not gonna have this stuff anymore. She had some good quality stuff in there. I just took out. So this sump right here is going to be going on my 150 right here. I'm breaking down the refugium. Let me show you guys a picture of the refugium real quick too, man. A shot of the refugium. As you guys can see, man, it's a lot of algae and stuff. But man, I left these lights on while I was gone, and my my spaghetti algae, just been blooming. Just blooming. Shado is just bloomed so much. So you guys can see all the algae and stuff in there, man. Leaving the lights on and lights that I have. So I'm going to be taking that apart. This whole refugium's coming out. No need to have a refugium in a fish-only tank. I see no purpose of that at all. You know, I'm taking it as the refugium is beneficial for a coral tank, but for a fish-only tank, no refugium is needed. If you have, you know, high nitrates or nitrates and phosphates, and you want to get it down using that method, that's cool. That's no problem. But if everything's in order, in line, you don't need a refugium for fish only. Only thing you need is a good filtration system, which is this Berlin double sock is good enough with a nice protein skimmer. So I'm going to be putting this in the tank. I also got some nice big pieces of decorative coral, old pieces here that look really nice. I'm going to bleach them up really good, clean them, and put them in the 150. Take a lot of this rock out. Corals are leaving this tank this week. This week they're out of here. I've been saying that for a while, but I was getting ready for vacation. Now that I'm back, all the corals are getting taken out of here. Hopefully I get a nice little penny for them. Not really expecting that much, but I hope I get a little something from them. And a lot of the rock in here is going in the 55 gallon. And this is not going to have a lot of rock. This tank is going to have some open areas. I'm going to have some nice big size fish in here. But anyway, these pieces of rock, pretty tall as you can see. 96 watt light setup. It's a 50-50. It's a 10 in a daylight. I also bought that and set it up for us. The ballast for it right there. It's in the original old housing of a regular fish tank light, but I gutted it out and put a retrofit kit in there. So I have that. I can put that anywhere I want to. I don't know where I'll put it at yet. Got a submersible pump, a Rio 2100. Pretty good pump. Got that. Got a timer from her. Regular old timer, works good. A hydrometer. Got tongue twister on that one. Got some cleaning, some pads on a stick, cleaning materials, got some fish nets, and this nice overflow box right here, man. This is a pretty high-end eShops overflow box. Really good. Don't know, I don't need one right now, but hey, I might be setting up another tank in the future. You never know. So it's good to have this stuff. So